Welcome live to Tribal Council. Sorry, it took a little time. We had some technical difficulties, but we're all here. You can see two of us.
I'll just do it like this the whole time.
Yeah. We've got JP and Kristi in the house. So how's it going, guys?
It's going well.
You guys excited about this season of Survivor?
This is going to be an incredible season. I mean, just looking at this cast, wow.
Well, it can only be better than last, right?
Yeah, I would think so, but hopefully there's no issues. I can't imagine there being issues like we had last time.
Yeah.
But yeah,
they've been there. They know how it goes. They know what's allowed.
This season kind of snuck up on us because I was like, wait, this thing is happening in a couple weeks.
Nope.
So I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to talk about Survivor. It's exciting and all that fun stuff. And we got a fantasy league that you can join for valuable prizes, which is nothing, but bragging rights.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to even join, and I just have to remind myself each week. I'm going to put a reminder on my phone.
Well, I think if we're here every week talking about it, as soon as we're done, we should be able to then go and do our picks for the next week. And so none of us should ever forget again. This is going to help me big time. I always forget.
That's great. That's fantastic. I forgot about that. Yeah, because I literally would go, I got to do the Survivor thing. I got to do the Survivor thing. I go, oh, damn, I forgot. So by the time I look, I'm like 19th place after a couple of weeks because I don't have any points.
Yeah, but you know who didn't forget to do any picks last season?
You.
This guy.
I know. He was on
and who won?
Were
there two people in the league?
I think there was like 5 of us. 5 people. We forget.
I won the NFL one.
Oh, look at you.
I did. I won it because I overtook David Gott in the last 2 weeks.
Because you had who?
Because he choked. No, I was just picking the games, wins versus losses. I just came on strong. I was like, I think because I don't really have a team anymore. And so I used to pick, okay, I want this team to lose so the Chargers can get in. I want the Chargers to win. And so I make a lot of picks by my heart. Now I just go, I don't care who wins.
But now you can pick smarter, right? You can actually
exactly.
Facts.
Yeah, so it helped me this year.
Awesome.
But anyway, we're not here to talk about the NFL. We're here to talk about Survivor. And I thought we'd just go over each person and talk about their, maybe who we think is going to win, who's not going to win. But you guys ready to get started?
Sure.
And if there's anyone in the chat, you can join us. Yeah, we got Natalie Anderson. And these are all, if you don't know the premise, all the survivors are previous winners. They've all won.
It's like a champion league.
Yeah, and this year they get $2 million.
Well, I mean, the show's been on for so long. Maybe the $1 million should have been up to anyway. Just,
Yeah, I would think so. But I mean, still, it's $1 million. I mean,
sure.
I would take it.
But for inflation and everything, it should be it's probably like 1.5 or 1.4 or something.
It's just more money for Richard Hatch not to claim.
Right, but he's not playing, so whatever.
Yeah, I don't think they would bring him back. Anyway, first up we have Natalie Anderson, who I first saw her on The Amazing Race with her sister.
With her sister, yeah.
And I said my first thought was like, oh my God, I'm glad her sister's not there because together they're probably the two most annoying people in Amazing Race history. My mom not. No, it's that one girl that was from Big Brother who always cried. Rachel. Okay, she's the worst. But
she's the worst if you don't watch Big Brother. She's awesome.
Yeah, but she'd be Tweenie because they're twins. Tweenie, I was like, oh my God, shut up. But when she was on Survivor, I liked her. I really did, and she was a good player. So I think she has a chance to win this.
She's fairly athletic. She didn't seem to be squeamish against really anything. She seemed fairly strong. So
I think with her gameplay, she could really just kind of fly under the radar because you've got what I like about this mix of champions is you've got people who everyone talks about. You know, the Sandras, the Robs. I mean, they were just on the show last season. So it's almost like, whenever they bring back a returning champion, you always say that's the person that's going to get voted out first. But here we've got 20 people that are returning champions. I have to say there are quite a few that I just don't even remember. So I think somebody like I definitely remember Natalie, of course, from Amazing Race. But I think someone like her could just kind of fly under the radar, at least for a little while, until they get out the Robs and the Sandras and just those main people.
Yeah, I remember her. She stood up to John Rocker.
Oh my God!
Didn't she? John Rocker said something, and she kind of stood up to him and kind of put John Rocker back in his place. So, yeah, I really, like I said, when I first found out she was going to be on Survivor, I was like, no, nails on the chalkboard. But she was. I really liked her. I was wrong.
I think she'll be good, actually, and I think JP, you're right on about the whole how she kind of won't. No one will really be looking at her. She's not going to have everybody eyes right away, so that's a good thing.
All right. Next up, we have Tyson. We all know Tyson, don't we?
Right.
He's the guy that he has kind of an attitude, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember correctly? He's kind of cocky, kind of conceited, likes to put other survivors down.
He'll definitely tell you if he has an issue with something.
Right. I don't see him going very far.
Unless they want to use him as some sort of like shield, like a social shield. Like if he's when people are hating him, then
yeah, I kind of agree with that. I think he's the type of player where they would just kind of bring him along, knowing they can get rid of him at any point.
He played in 2009. Tocantins was in 2009, so that means 11 years.
Is that when he won? He won his last time, right? Yes.
Yeah. So he. Oh no, sorry.
No, Blood versus Water. You won.
No, Heroes versus Villains. He's been on twice.
It might have been Heroes versus Villains.
Tocantins and Heroes versus Villains.
He was a villain.
So that was 2010.
Okay.
So, but what I'm saying is, with 10 years gone by, I mean, he could be a totally different person. Not totally different, but he could be matured and maybe not quite the Tyson we remember. Yeah.
And another thing we got to remember too is a lot of these survivors know each other.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of tribe swapping to keep, because some of these people going, okay, if we get on the same tribe, I'm sure they already have pre-show alliances. Yeah, pre-show alliances, and to keep it I'm sure they're going to have more tribal swaps than normal.
Breaking them apart.
Right.
Yeah, what's interesting is I watched, we mentioned this before the show, Kristi. Did you watch the special yesterday?
Oh, I did not.
There was one point where they were interviewing Sandra, and Sandra said that Rob never mentioned that he was going to be on this season with her. So the whole time they were on Islands of Idols? Islands of Idols, yeah. She never found out that he was going to be on this season with her.
Did she tell him?
She didn't say.
See, so that's the thing. Is like, did they neither of them tell each other, or he just didn't tell her and she told him? In which case,
yeah, I wonder if she told him, but he just didn't respond back. I wonder if Amber knew.
Well, I hope they arrange that with each other, because otherwise the kids will be home by themselves.
Well, they're playing for $2 million. I think the kids could understand, right?
Oh yeah, and as a married couple, they have a 2 and how many do we have this time?
20, I think, right?
2 and 20 shot. That's way better odds than anybody else.
That's right.
Well, we haven't gotten to them yet, but I can't imagine any of those survivors would be stupid enough to keep both of them around. In fact, I think if first eliminate whoever is on that, say Amber's team loses, I would get rid of her. Just to avoid that, because they're going to vote together. And the same thing with Rob. If Rob Rob would be one of the first ones I would vote out anyway, just because he can get on a run with those challenges. So.
And you guys were right. He did win Blood versus Water.
Okay.
Tyson did.
Yeah.
So Tyson, we don't think can win it.
I think he can go far, but I don't think he'll win it.
Okay. Next up, we have Danny Boatwright, who's very happy her Chiefs just won the Super Bowl. So big Chiefs fan. She's only been on once, and she won.
Oh, because she's from Shawnee, Kansas. That's why. I was like, why would she get
So what do you guys think? Could she win?
Honestly, I don't even really remember her. That's horrible.
I remember she was a pretty good player.
I think the fact that she was only on once, and she was also on a very long time ago, probably 10 years at this point.
2005, it says.
2005, so 15 years ago.
Yeah.
I think that can really work to her advantage. It's almost like when, your breakout player from one season appears on the next season immediately, but all those people that are playing that season haven't watched like we have, so they don't know why Malcolm is back a second time.
Right.
So I think she's I think she's definitely she could go far.
I mean, you know what? I think you're probably right. My only thing would be is, has she been active in the player group that they have? Does she have relationships there with other players, being that she hasn't been on for 15 years? That might be her only downfall, honestly.
That's an interesting point too. All these winners, having relationships off the island, whether or not that's going to impact the game and how you vote.
Yeah, I don't know if she's been, like I said, she won and she went back to her home and that was it. I don't know.
And she still looks like she's in fairly good shape, but she's 44 now compared to 15 years ago when she was in her 20s still,
I think she was good at I think her social game was good though too. If I'm trying, like I said, it was such a long time ago, but I remember rooting for her. I was happy she won.
Do you know what she's doing for a living now?
Rooting for the Chiefs. I don't know.
She's a sports radio host.
Oh, that's right. Yes, that's right.
So maybe that will help her be like a good communicator with the other people. She might be able to, really talk people up.
And again, like we said earlier, you can't say, okay, that you already won your $1 million. So they've all won $1 million. So, at least Sandra's won twice though. So she might have a target on her back. But anyway, I think we all agree she's got a good chance to win. Next up, we have Sophia. Sophie. I'm sorry, Sophie.
Sophie Clark.
I was thinking of another show. Anyway, I remember when she won, I was shocked because she was on with Coach, right, and all of the other people.
South Pacific was with Coach. Yeah, he was the runner-up that year.
Yeah, and I think once she got up to Coach, I said, okay, she'll beat Coach because Coach has that. He's kind of irritating. He's kind of he rubs people the wrong way. But she could be like Danny, kind of flying under the radar. She's only been on once. She won it. I don't know. It just
that was 2011, so she's been a little bit more recent. But yeah, she maybe have the exact same issue.
She could be one of those that flies under the radar. People go, "Oh, did you win it? Who are you?"
I'm almost thinking, like, as I look through the list here, the people who won it, but the people who we don't really remember because they really weren't a standout player or did something, that monumental during their season.
Right.
I want to say they might somewhat have a little bit of an advantage just because the attention's not going to be on them initially.
Right. And it's hard. The hard part, too, is trying to remember who these people, if they were good in the challenges. Like you said, if they didn't really stand out, it's like, I remember them winning, but I don't. remember much else about him. But she's obviously won it, so she's got a chance again. Maybe she'll go far in the game, I guess.
We shall see.
Next up, we'll go ahead. You're going to say something, Kristi?
No, I was just going to say we shall see how she does.
Yeah, I mean, I have nothing against her.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Jeremy Collins. This guy's a really good player. So I think if he doesn't, he could be in trouble right away. He's good. He's good social game. Good. He was good at the strategy, and he was good at the challenges. So I don't know. If he wasn't in my alliance, I would try to do everything I could to get him out if I was playing.
He's very likable, though.
Yeah, and he was the one that started doing I need a couple shields. I need I don't want to be the target, so I'm going to keep these guys around. So yeah, I like him. I think he's a really good player.
Do you think? I mean, I agree with you. I do think that they're going to try to mix up the tribes as often as possible. Do you think they're going to try to target the people who they feel has already had their shot at trying to win, at Survivor Stardom? Or do you think
you mean the contestants or the producers?
Well, it depends where they hide the immunity idols, I guess.
Well, that's true. But I think what they're going to try and do is keep the most interesting people in the game.
So you don't think the contestants are going to keep the strongest players in first, just to get merged with?
I don't think that matters anymore because the challenges are not all. It's not all about strength and power. A lot of times anymore. I mean, there's a lot of puzzles, so you have to have some brains too. They really balance it out. But I don't know. I think it just depends on, like we said, a couple times already, who has a pregame alliance. Who some of these guys might not like each other. I don't know. And then you have the egos. I mean, there's a lot of egos out there, and who's going to rub the person the wrong way, and that could be fun.
I'm going to say that I don't think that the who's stronger to keep our team strong so we can win stuff, I don't know that will really matter because all of these guys have been out there. They've all won. So they've all been out there at least 39 days, right?
Yeah.
Many of them have played multiple seasons. Some of them have played multiple seasons, right?
Yeah.
So they know what it's like to be hungry. They already know what they're going to get into. A lot of them have really good skills. So they might not care if their team gets whittled down, if they think that they can vote other people out before themselves. I don't know that strength might not matter to them as much.
You got to be thinking too, they wouldn't make the mistakes that you see every year on Survivor where that one person goes off looking for an idol that puts a target on their back, or, you would think that they're all, since they've all won, they're smart enough not to do something stupid like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Now I'm saying that, and we'll have one of the survivors, I'm going to go find me an idol. So.
Well, wait a minute. What year did they start doing the hidden immunity idols?
It's been a while. It's been a while now.
Yeah, it's definitely been a while. They actually talked about that in the special last night.
I rewatched some seasons while we were on break and in between here. And I was watching a season, and I can't remember what it was, but it was an old one. And they didn't have the immunity idols yet. And I was like, wow, what a different game. And I just wondered if any of these guys were from that time when they haven't really played with them. So they might not know how to use them. But
well, did maybe Danny didn't? I mean, she was 2005, right?
Yeah. I can't remember.
No, because I think because James was about that time too, and he went home with him. I don't know. I'm sure they've watched the show, and they
sure.
I would think. But anyway, moving on from Jeremy, we'll go to Sandra, and I got to think that she'd be one of the first people I'd want to vote off.
I think it's going to be a toss-up between her and Rob and Amber. Because who's the bigger threat? The person who's won twice already?
Yes.
Or the dynamic duo that's never going to turn on each other?
I agree.
Right.
It's going to be one
because it depends on how they pair them up. But like Sandra, she's won twice. And I got to be honest. I've said this 100 times. I like her, but I don't know how she's won. She's abrasive. She's not great in the challenges. She doesn't really. She'll tell you. She doesn't, sugarcoat things. But in the end, she wins. I mean, that's why she's dangerous. So people might think, oh, she's not good at the challenge. I think I think the second time when people are like, oh, she's not good at the challenge, we can get her off anytime we want, and they didn't, and she won.
I just recently watched her first season, and she was way different that first season.
She wasn't as cranky.
Not at all. She was younger. I don't know. Maybe she wasn't a mom yet. She was much more relaxed and she really held her tongue a lot more. I think I think she's become more like she is now as each time she's been on, I think is
right.
Because
the last time she
her fifth time.
That first season, she kind of, from what I remember, she just kind of hung back.
Yep.
Right.
Pearl Island.
Yeah.
She was tight with Rupert.
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I said, the last time she was on with she kind of lasted a long time. Like, why are they still keeping her around? The longer she stays, the better chance she has to win. And it's like finally they got smart and voted her out. I was like, man, that's just crazy. But I would be shocked if she won. But again,
so she won Pearl Island and she won Heroes versus Villains. But she's been on twice since then, not counting this current time. But she's been on twice since then and she hasn't won. She won the first 2 times she was on.
Right.
But she hasn't won since. So it's not like she didn't win Game Changers. She didn't win. I guess Island of the Idols doesn't really count. She wasn't competing, but she didn't win Game Changers. They got rid of her.
Yeah, I just think that she's just dangerous the longer you keep her in the game. So
I think she's out. I think she's out very early.
Yes, why would they give her this is an opportunity for someone else to win a second title. They don't want to give her the opportunity to win a third. Think about how braggadocious she would be then.
Yeah, because then if she wins this one, she's won twice. She's the only 2-time winner. She wins this one, beating all the other 19 contestants were all winners. She would have who could argue when she says I'm the queen? I mean, she is.
She won 3 times and only everybody else had done 1. Then they all have to give her whatever money they have left of their original $1 million. They have to give it to her right away. Because come on, they are that dumb.
That's it. I'm voting her out. I'm not giving up my $18 I have left from the $1 million I gave. Next up, we have Ben, the Idol Finder. If you don't remember Ben, I love Ben. I rooted for Ben, but he's the one that it was almost a mockery of how the Idol's being played because he would just find one week after week after week because he was always because towards the end he was on the bottom, and somehow he would find an Idol. Here's one under my pillow. It was pathetic. Again, I rooted for him to win, but I hated the fact that how he won. But I think he's I thought he was a good player.
I think he's super likable.
Yes.
Yeah, I think he'll definitely go far in this game.
Good in the challenges, good social game. People might think, the only reason he won is because he got all the idols. So maybe he sneaks in.
Well, I hope he doesn't try to go out and look for any.
He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to. He'll be walking by, one will hit him on the head in his cowboy hat.
I think production actually put 3 idols in his luggage.
Yeah, we're not going to even bother trying to hide them. We're just going to give them to you. But no, I think Ben has a good chance. Next up, we have Michelle.
New Jersey.
If you don't remember Michelle, it was one of, I know when in the Survivor podcast world, it was one of those things where people are going, how did she win? It was that was where Aubrey didn't win because of the bitter jury. And like I said, she deserves it because she won and she outlasted everyone. She got the votes, but I wouldn't have voted for her.
Mm-mm.
She didn't do anything. And like people said, well, she didn't. I remember arguing with somebody. They said she didn't make anyone upset. I go, she didn't go to her first tribal was at the 23rd day mark.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you gonna, if you're not voting for anyone, who are you pissing off?
And
but she could win again because people aren't going to be threatened by her.
Yeah. Yeah, she was in the final. She was in the finals with Aubrey and Ty.
Yeah, and Ty got no vote. Ty got no votes.
And
Ty's never got a vote. Yeah.
Bitter jury, because there's no way that she played a better game than either of those two.
I agree.
Well, Ty does. I don't think Ty's ever got a vote.
I feel so bad.
So when people say I'm a hard worker, that doesn't mean crap. It's Survivor.
He was so lovable. Anyway,
I love Ty, but he didn't get a vote, and Aubrey played the best game, and they were so ticked off at her.
I think that's
they gave it to Michelle.
That's why they gave her another shot at coming back.
So here's something. Since all of these guys have won, will they have a better when it comes down to voting at the end? Will they all have way more respect for the game and make sure they won't be bitter? You think they'll have to be a better jury? I bet you.
I would hope so. I realize it's a social game, but I've always said I would vote. I would put my bitterness aside and vote for the person I thought outplayed me. Because I'm not going to vote for the person that I'm going to give $1 million to the person I thought I played a better game than them.
Yeah, but you have to also think that, again, a lot of these people are probably friends off the island.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I'm probably just going to give $1 million to whoever I'm best friends with, or
really,
or in one case, married to.
Well, yeah, that's why that can't. I mean, come on now.
Well, I would hope that they can look at it from the outside, have played and also be outside of the game after playing, and be able to see, like, it's a game, and yes, we all want to win, but that they would really actually want to reward the right person.
I agree. I really hope that this is. I really hope that that they play the game in this world, and whatever is going on outside of the world is not a part of the game.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, me too. I really hope that that's what it is, because, like I said, other than Amber and Rob, because I'm going to tell you right now, if my wife was, me and her sitting on I go, well, I'm like, my vote's going to my wife because I'm getting $1 million. So,
right.
Yeah. Again, I have to imagine that one of those two are going to be voted off, right?
Because you can't even allow one of them to get on the jury.
No, that's a vote for the other person. So anyway, hopefully it's not a bitter jury or it's not favoritism or something like that. Hopefully the person that, of all these people, the person that played the best game gets the $1 million or $2 million. Anyway, next up we have Wendell. I love Wendell.
Me too.
He's great in challenges, very smart.
He was so good on that Community show. I loved him on that.
Yeah, he was great on Community and also Atlanta. But yeah, he's a really, really great player. But I think I think anyone who watched his season I think he's got to have a target on his back. Right, because he's got it all. He's smart, good at challenges, and he's got the personality. And
he knew when to stay quiet
and
when to speak up. And when he did speak up, he didn't do it in an abrasive way. Like he didn't. No. He wasn't condescending to people and stuff. So I think that really helps him. He comes off as a leader.
Yeah,
he's super likable, but also don't forget his season. He did not run away with the win. That was the season where it was tied. Remember, the final vote was a tie, and they had to use a tie.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh my gosh, that's right. I totally forgot. Yep.
So it was his friend, right? It's the guy they were alliance with, right?
Yeah, it was
the guy from New Jersey or New York.
It was Dominic
Abate.
Dominic, yeah.
Laurel had to break the tie.
Yeah. But they were both good. To be fair, they were both good players. They both had a great social game.
Yep.
I mean, I would have been happy with either one winning.
And they were like allied like right away. So both of them getting to the end, that's impressive as well.
Because Dominic had an issue with somebody. Remember, someone didn't like him. I can't remember who it was, but someone didn't like him on the thing, and he tried to work it out with him, and the guy said, I just don't like you. Yeah, but I think Wendell's gonna have a target on his back.
You know what? I hope not. I hope that they look at him as he's somebody they can trust and they want to keep.
Yeah, I mean, that could be it, but you see it on the Survivor all the time. But like the last season, people are all the way to go, I can't beat. What was her name? I'm drawing a blank on her name. I can't believe had such a great personality, but she was a target right away because she had such a great personality.
Right. It was a liability.
Yeah, wore her hat, the Boston hat. I can't think of her name.
We purged that season out of our memory already.
Well, she was the Biscuits, Open Biscuits.
Oh, yeah, Elaine.
Elaine, that's right.
Right.
So can you have a great personality and but like I said, Wendell's, I think he's the real deal. I'm like, well, can I beat him? I don't know. Anyway, next up we have Adam. Adam was a good player. He was good strategy. I don't remember him being great at the challenges, though.
Mm-mm. No, he was a strategic player for sure.
Yeah.
And he had the social game. But yeah, he wasn't the strong one.
No.
But he won Millennials versus Gen Xers.
Right. And he had a story with his mom had watched him and his mom had watched Survivor together, right? And she passed away.
Like since he was a kid or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, and she passed away when he left, right? Or when he just got back or something.
I mean, they talked about it on the show.
I'm looking here, but I don't see it.
Blah, 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 blah. Graduating Stanford University, blah, blah, blah. Maybe. We'll put it out there as a maybe. We're not sure. We'll get back to that.
Is someone in the chat, maybe they could tell us.
It'll all come back to us once they all start talking.
Yeah, Adam could win. I mean, he's, like I said, good player, smart player, but I don't see him winning. Could be wrong, but I don't see him winning.
They might underestimate him. Maybe not.
Yeah, could be. Next up, we have Yul Kwan. I got to be honest with you. I remember him, but I can't remember anything about his game.
Really?
I remember him being really good in the challenges.
Okay, Yul was the person behind. They were the ones where they started out as they broke the tribes by ethnicity. Remember, there were 4 tribes.
Oh,
White
that's
tribe,
right.
Black tribe, Hispanic tribe, Asian tribe, right?
That's right. Yes.
Okay. He ended up, when they did the swap, they ended up on a tribe where it was him and Ozzy and what's the girl's name? It was 4 of them, remember? And they were a tribe of 4. Oh, that was when Candace stepped off the mat. Her and Penner stepped off the mat and mutinied to the other tribe and left them. And it was like they had been 6, and they ended up being 4, 8. And then they went on a roll, the 4 of them, because they were so strong and they were sticking together so much.
Right.
Yul, Ozzy, who the heck's the other one? And they ended up winning on a roll and they decimated that other tribe.
Becky and Sandra.
What? Who?
Becky and Sandra. Sundra. Sandra.
Yes, Sandra. Yes. Yeah. And those 4 were amazing. I just rewatched that season. It's totally worth it if anybody is.
Yeah, I'll go back. I just remember him being really good at the challenges.
He was really good at the challenges, super strong, but so was Ozzy. His difference, the reason he won his season was because he was always super, super smart. I think is he a lawyer? And he was like pulling all the strings. And he was working the people as they were sending him out. He was like shrugging his shoulder, like, wish we could keep you, but we can't. And he was just, he played them all. That jury was.
That was also Parvati's first season.
Yes, it was. I think Parvati went out. She was 5th, I think, 5th place. Oh, no, sorry. Parvati she went out one more before that. Yep. Yeah, that was a great season. But Yul was super nice. He won being a super nice guy. And that was one of the things they said in the tribal, at the final tribal, was you were a really nice guy, but is that really who you are? Or was that you just kind of playing us, manipulating us? I think it's who he really is. But
well, Miami Mike, I think it's Miami Mike is in the chat. He says, was it Laurel or Yanni that broke the tie? I always heard it was Yanni. But it says, Yul said if he wins, he will donate the $1 million if CBS will match a donation to ALS because Jonathan Penner's wife has ALS.
Oh, he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a nice guy. They should just
You're super nice. He's a management consultant. He's not a lawyer, but I swear he's bright.
Well, he said super nice, so I couldn't have been a lawyer. I'm kidding. I do. I could joke.
Maybe he does all pro bono or works for the.
Yeah, that could be it. Next up, we have Sarah, and I like Sarah, but I don't know if she can win.
Sarah was a little blunt, wasn't she?
Yeah.
If I remember right.
Yeah.
Hard worker. She was out there mixing it up. She didn't care if she got banged up or dirty or whatever, but
right. I like her. She's deserved to win the year she won, but I just don't know. I don't know. I don't have an answer at this point. Maybe after the first episode, I'll have a better idea.
Right, but she didn't win her first season. She won when she came back as Game Changers.
Because she was with Tony, right? And she was upset because Tony lied about being a cop or something, right? Swear on your badge or something. No, he swore on his badge and he lied or something.
Oh, like probably, yeah.
Yeah,
and she was upset that he did that.
Yeah, but
you don't lie on your badge. But Tony's like, "Hey, I won $1 million."
She beat Brad Culpepper.
That's right.
That's
yes,
how she won.
And Troy Zan.
Right.
So
I thought she deserved to win over Culpepper. I thought.
No.
I had no problem with her winning. Next up, we have Amber, who's related to someone else on the in there. I think the only time Amber won is because the year she won, I was like, I would have given it to Rob.
They didn't want to give it to Rob because they were mad at him.
Right.
He won by default that year.
And they just became a couple on that. They weren't married yet.
He liked her, and she thought it was at first just the showman. So this is good strategy. I'll just get this guy to. But no, he legit liked her.
Yeah.
He proposed to her at the finale before they read the votes.
Yes.
Yeah, so he could have been taking a chance. He might not have won the $1 million.
Right.
But no, I don't. Like I said, she's got to be. She would be either him. So I think we've made 3 people, but she's got to be a number 1 target.
Well, is she a bigger target than Rob? I think Rob's a bigger target, isn't he?
Here, let me throw this out there. I remember the first time Rupert was on. I loved watching Rupert. But then as Rupert,
I'm amazing.
His first season, he is really good.
Yeah. Well, he was good. He was good, but he was terrible at the challenge. He was terrible at the strategy, though.
But then when Rupert started coming back,
yes,
he was just. I mean, he
drank his own Kool-Aid.
I think Rob is actually just gonna flop right in the beginning and just. Maybe he won't even be able. I just have this feeling like he'll possibly even just walk away from the show.
I think he's got such an ego.
Yeah,
and he's very competitive. I just don't see him walking away. I can see some of them doing it just to, but I can't see Rob just saying, I don't care if I win.
No, I just.
But but Kristi made a good point. I think he'd be a bigger target than Amber. I just think it depends on who. I'm sure they're not going to be on the same tribe. At least I hope that's not going to happen. And that
initially, no.
Whichever tribe they're on loses, I think they'll be one of the first people voted out.
I mean, JP, what you say about Rupert is right. He drank his own Kool-Aid and started believing his own hype machine, and his personality changed. He was still kind of Rupert, but it was like Rupert, it was just. I don't think Rob acts exactly the same every season.
Yeah.
But seeing Rob now,
he's never not had an ego.
No. But confidence has never been his problem.
No.
But when somebody told me, hey, Rob's going to be on season 39, I'm thinking of Boston Rob. And then Boston Rob comes walking out of his idol hut. And there's this guy that just really looks out of shape. He looks older. I think that's going to all just kind of impact his ability to keep up with the game. I
mean, yeah, everyone's aged, but everybody has. It's not just him. So
I have since Survivor started.
I mean all the people he's going to be playing against.
I think
everybody's not the same shape they were when they first originally went out on Survivor.
I think Boston Rob's boat's going to have to pull up a little bit closer to the starting line just for him.
Wow. I just think he's such a competitor. He's like really fiercely competitive, and I think he will give 110%. He's not.
Yeah, I don't. If he gets voted out, it's because people don't want.
Right. It's not going to be because he's not. He's just sitting around and he's.
And Chris, you made a good point that neither one of them can be on the jury.
No, not at all.
Because it's just a vote for that. Whoever, if they happen to make the final three, it's just a vote for. Who's not going to vote for their spouse?
Right. Yeah, I don't think either one of them is going to make it. They might make it midway. Just only either one of them. I think one of them will go super quick.
Yeah.
And the other one might last a little bit longer, but they won't let him. Well, maybe they could get to jury, but they won't let him go very much farther after that, I don't think.
Yeah, it'd be dumb to let him go to jury. Next up, we have a I think, really good player, Poverty.
Yes.
I think she's a smart player, good strategic player. She could probably win this.
Well, who's she gonna work her feminine wiles on this time? That's always her strategy.
Let's see.
Wendell?
Wendell, maybe.
She tried it with, James was one season for her, was James.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody here falls for it, though.
Yeah, it could be, but she's also smart. She's also a smart player, though.
Maybe Tony. Maybe she can try and work Tony.
Yeah, Tony. I like bald guys, Tony.
Tony might be egotistical enough to believe that she actually likes him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nobody likes bald guys.
Nobody likes bald guys?
No, it's a fact. We're all angry. And I forgot to say, Miami Mike says Rob should be a bigger target because he has so many connections with people that are playing.
Yes.
Amber, Tyson, Sandra. Yeah, that's a good point.
That's an excellent point.
Yeah, that is actually true. In yesterday's preview episode, Sandra, again, she commented on how Boston Rob didn't mention anything about being on the show with her. And she was, the way she portrayed it, she was definitely PO'd.
Well, she's always.
Wow, that's her face. Was she really PO'd, or did she just look that way? Because she's
always angry.
Or she has like a kind of a serious kind of don't push me kind of face always. But
she wanted a third floor on that hut he never built her.
Yeah, he got lazy. Next up, we have Kim. Is it Spradling? She was that runaway winner that year. It was like so obvious. I think it got down to like 6 or 7. I was like, okay, unless they vote her out, she's going to win. And they did. I think it was like one of the earliest where you're like, okay. I mean, you can always tell, okay, that person gets to the finals, they'll win. But this one was like, okay, what are they not seeing that I'm seeing?
Right. Yeah, I don't even remember her. Why do I not?
It was a boring season. I thought it wasn't a great season.
Don't remember it.
I don't remember this season. I mean, I know Troy Zan.
Yeah. You had the obnoxious guy that was in it. He was in it twice, and he quit both times. He was in it. He's from Alabama, I think. His boyfriend was on one time, and actually got hit by a train. And
oh my gosh, yes.
And he was is it
Colton?
Colton, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Just a terrible person. I mean, at least on the thing. And I couldn't believe they let him back in the game a second time to quit again.
Yeah.
Which has irritated me.
I'm just looking at the people who played her season, and it's not very memorable. It's Troy Zan would have been probably the only one I really remembered.
Yeah, but you could tell that she was going to win, and nobody was voting her out. I was like, it just got at least this last couple seasons, it's been okay. I don't know who's going to win. That
was probably one of those seasons where the casting went out and found people. It wasn't people that applied because they loved the game. They were going out going, ooh, this aspiring model, she looks like she could be good in a bikini. So let's put her on the show. And this guy's, fit and Yeah, I don't like it when they do that.
No.
Whoa. You mean they do?
Oh, I guess Brad Culpepper's wife was on that season.
Yeah, that's true.
But whatever.
Yeah, Miami Mike says Kim was on the men versus women where they lived on the same island. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I remember that.
Next up, we have Denise Stapley. I remember her, but I don't remember her winning.
So it seems like there's a lot of people that are not as memorable as the others. Are those the people who are going to get rid of all the other ones? Like all of these ones that we remember are going to go right away?
She could. Like I said, I remember her because I'm looking at the picture of her right now, and I go, okay, I remember her, but I don't remember because if you would have said, okay, Denise Stapley,
she's a sex therapist.
Oh, that's where I know her from.
In Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Wow.
She's probably in charge of the caucus there. Maybe that's I don't know. I don't remember her. She won. I mean, I remember her, but I don't remember even the season or what she did.
Wow.
That was the Abby Maria season.
Oh, was it?
Yes, that was Lisa Welch.
Maybe. That's why I don't remember her because you had
Michael Scoopin.
Oh, yeah.
And Lisa Welch from Facts of Life. That was in Malcolm. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you had problem is you had stronger personalities that drowned her out.
Penner was back for that one. How did she win? And we don't even remember her. And that's funny.
Well, look, you mentioned Penner. You mentioned Malcolm. You said right. Maria, who can't forget her. So she had too many people around her.
And Scoopin. So there were a bunch of return players.
Right. Oh, maybe she can win. I don't know. She survived that crazy bunch. So
yeah, we'll see.
All right. Next up, we have. I think we all remember Tony. Tony. I can't see Tony. I can't see Tony winning.
I think Tony's out first.
Well, they know he's a police officer now. He can't lie about it. Didn't he lie about it at first when he got the other one?
Yeah, he said he was a construction worker or something like that. Miami Mike said that Denise pulled off a miracle comeback. She was allied with Malcolm.
Oh, yes. He took you're right.
I'm glad Miami Mike has a memory. That's great. I can't see Tony winning. He'll probably do some gimmick he had this guy he had the spy shack and they had the spy tunnel or whatever it was, that the spy hole that didn't really pan out. I can't see him winning.
I just think he's too erratic, and I think no one's going to be able to trust him, and they know what he's capable of. And if that's what he was doing then, what's he coming there with in his pocket now, you know?
Right. Yeah. It's one of those people I can't have an alliance with someone who's going to that will stab me in the back at some point.
Right.
I mean, they're all going to stab each other in the back, but he'll do it out of nowhere. It's like,
he literally
do it now.
He has no problem lying to everyone. So right there, that's an issue.
Yeah. So if they know his game, Tony, he's fun TV, but I think he's out early.
Yeah.
And next up, we have Nick Wilson. Nick, he played a pretty good game. He had remember he had an alliance with everyone, and he named them, right? He had a different name for the alliances, like the Country Alliance and the different thing.
Vaguely, I vaguely remember.
Yeah, he was a really good player, real smart player. He could probably go far in this game. Right. Yes.
That one. He's that one.
Right. I think he has a chance to win.
Yeah, he's on the younger side. So you hope that, you'd think that he would then have a little bit more energy, a little bit more gas in the tank.
But he wasn't that great. I don't remember him being great in the challenges. In fact, at first I remember him being in trouble because he wasn't really helping out much at camp. So he became a target, but his team won. So it and he had a great social game and was able to get off the target off his back.
Right.
Yeah, I from what I remember of this season, his runner-up was Mike White, who competed on The Amazing Race with his dad.
Right.
Right.
Who wrote School of Rock?
School, yes.
That's his. Yeah, he wrote that. He was in it. Starred in it as well.
I think he was tied to Zombieland too. And I think I remember going into this thinking Mike was going to win this one.
I did too.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to win up until they read that Nick won, I think. Because he was just good at talking.
Right.
Yeah, he was a smart, good player, good strategy.
Somehow Nick pulled it out, so maybe he can do it again.
And he's got a great Hawaiian shirt, so who doesn't like Nick? Next up, we have probably one of my favorite players of all time, Ethan Zahn. I love him.
Yeah, just all-around good guy.
Cancer survivor, good player. I don't know if he can win it, but I'm just saying because he's one of those guys where like, okay, he's good at social game. Actually, most of these people are good at the social game. It's like Miami Mike said in the chat. They're all threats this season because they're all great because they're all threats. I like Ethan. I would love it if he could win.
Ethan, I think Ethan is, going through this list of names here. I think Ethan is. He's probably the one who's most capable of playing a balanced social game and a balanced athletic game as well as a balanced smart game.
Right.
I don't want to say anything more than that because then I'd be spoiling who I might potentially pick for my fantasy.
Well, he was on the third season, right? He was on Africa.
Right.
And won that. That was 2001.
Oh, yeah. That was actually Survivor Africa was the first season of Survivor I ever watched.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then he was on with he was dating
Jenna.
Jenna,
the one that won 4, right?
Right.
4th season.
Who I
Mark
met.
Davis, right? Or no? Did she remember?
And they were on. It was a returning player. It was a returning player. I don't know. Can't remember what it was called, but
All-Star. They were on All-Stars together, and that was 2003. So he has not played since 2003.
It's a long time, but I think Ethan can do it. I have confidence in him.
I don't think you're wrong, but I think that he's one of those people that people remember, and I think they're going to be gunning to get rid of him. I think he's going to be up there in that top 5 people that everyone wants to get rid of. That's not in that top 5. Do you know what I mean? If you're looking at Sandra and you're looking at Amber and Rob, you're looking at Ethan.
Yeah, it's true.
Don't you think? Like after those guys are gone, like I don't know.
I think I don't know. I like what he's coming into this game with, where he played that long ago, where he's not really a standout. His win was almost 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And he never really.
Wow. That's a long time.
He's like a grandpa as far as all the other Survivor players go. Do you know what I mean? He's seen them all.
Hey, what's wrong?
No. I mean, in that
ageism.
No. I mean, in that he has the experience of seeing all of these other casts after him come in and meet them, probably because he's active still in the auction and the charity and stuff, isn't he?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he's probably met a ton of them, and they all know him. Oh.
All right, I'm voting him out first thing.
Because I like him, but I think it'll be hard for him, I think.
I am locking in my vote right now.
Anyway, speaking of the vote, before we get out of here, and to let everyone know, we'll be here every Thursday night recapping each episode of Survivor. We have a fantasy league that Kristi runs.
Yeah.
She's pretty tough with it.
Yeah, super tough.
How do they go about joining? Can I just put the link in the show notes, or you tell me how you want to do this?
Well, I think putting the link in the show notes is a must. But it's at fantasysurvivor.net is where we do it. And right now, the game, you just go there and you sign in. You have to make a thing to whatever. And then you can find our group. Our group is the J&J something Survivor season 40 Survivor Slug Out, I think. Survivor Showdown, Survivor Showdown, I think is what it is. Season 40. And the password this season is queensandra, all lowercase. So if you do that, you go there and you put that info in, you should be able to join in with us and play against us.
If it's easier to find, our tribe ID is 18950.
Oh my gosh. 1850?
18950.
Oh my gosh.
That number again.
18950.
Look at you, Jake.
In Burbank.
Without you. And when you go to sign up, though, just make sure because we'll try to shout out to people who are where how they're doing, but just make it so it's like family friendly names. So,
yeah, don't be a jerk, JP.
Because we won't be able to read it probably, but yeah.
And tell them Charlie sent you.
Yeah, and you can get bragging rights. You can beat us, whatever, Well,
I don't think it's much beating me. I'm terrible at this game.
It's all chance anyway. Stop playing with your heart, Jack. Stop playing with your heart. Start using.
I know. Miami Mike just posted something very interesting in the chat, which is Ethan is the same age as Tony and 3 years younger than Denise.
Yeah, huh. He was practically a baby when he first played. He was. Yes. Wasn't he something with soccer? Was he on the U.S. team or was he on?
I don't know if he was.
Or MLS.
He was a professional soccer player. I don't think he was on the Olympic team or not Olympic team, World Cup team. I could be wrong, but yeah, he was a soccer player.
Yeah.
I get the worst part of the worst part was him in the challenges when he'd get bumped and fall down like he broke his leg because he was a soccer player. They got to play that.
No, you know what? Those guys usually, if you're a soccer player, that's the sort of conditioning that you can sustain over a long term. So maybe he'll still have all his oomph.
Yeah,
he ruined my chances with Jenna.
Did he? Are they still together?
No,
they're not together anymore. But I many years ago I had dinner with her and didn't even know it was her.
You were just trying to play it cool.
And I was trying to play it cool. I was talking to her about her hometown, and
you were trying to nag her. You'd learned from the what was Cliff's name? What was his scout name? You know what I'm talking about? The pickup artist guy. That you were just trying to do that to her. You didn't want her to know you knew who she was.
Well, my move when I'm into somebody is I lick the eyebrows and.
Oh, that's a good move, JP. Yeah, if you could do it with your tongue, then it would probably be more impressive. But
I think Jenna was the first one that was the lazy survivor. She didn't do anything. She just sat around, looked pretty, and I was like,
she got.
I wanted Rob to win that one, so it was like, but it didn't happen.
That was something we were just talking about because that was another season we rewatched. My sister and I were binging a bunch of them while we were. But and that Jenna one, if you go and watch that clip, how did Jeff get away with letting them take a bribe to get naked on TV?
Oh, the peanut butter.
Peanut butter and chocolate. That's all it takes.
He didn't offer it to any of the guys. Maybe they want some peanut butter and chocolate too.
Yeah, I know. And then Rob said, "Please, Jeff, give her some peanut butter."
Yes, he did.
Miami Mike has some information here on Jenna. She got in trouble a few years ago, arrested for doing meth in her car.
No.
So JP's chances might be really high. I've never heard that. I didn't know that.
It's right here on her Wikipedia.
Wow, that's sad.
It is sad. Have you seen the kid that was played the goalie in the Mighty Duck movies?
Oh my God.
It's so sad. I mean, he's had nothing but bad. He's a meth addict, and he's just you wouldn't even know it's him.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's so sad. I mean, it's such a terrible drug to be addicted to.
Oh my gosh! Holy moly! I had to Google it because I didn't even know who it was. Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
that's shocking.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Oh
but hopefully Jenna straighten out, and it was just a one-time thing. JP can still drink.
In her car.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, that's all we got for this week. We will be back next Thursday night, and we do this live. So if you want to get in the chat and join Miami Mike, who's pretty chatty today, so he's the only one in the chat that I know of.
He misses you.
And we'll find out after we hang up. There'll probably be like 10 people in the chat. They just don't want to. We can't see you. We don't. Not.
Or
no one's gonna call you out. Oh yeah, it's true. But that's all we got. Do we want to make a prediction? Who's our top pick to win before we go out of here?
That's really hard.
I'm going with Ethan.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going with Ethan.
I'll take Danny. I think Danny can win it.
Oh man.
I predict we never see Kristi again on camera.
It's an Apple issue, but we'll figure. I don't know. Well, maybe we'll figure it out. I'll have to.
Hey, Apple stock's going up. Don't knock it.
I'll have to Google it and figure it out. But hopefully, I, maybe drop it a couple times and then.
That usually works for me.
I think my gut is telling me, and I could be so wrong, but I kind of want to go with you all.
Yeah, he could win. He could win it.
I kind of want to go with you all. So that's where I'm going to go right now. We'll see.
You all, everybody. You all, everybody.
So dang likable.
Yeah, I hate likable people. Don't like them.
I just hate them. It's like, God, there's nothing wrong with you. You're perfect. Blah.
Yeah, jerk.
Ah.
All right. That's it. If you like what we're doing, subscribe. We have a lot of fun with this show. And I think that's it. I think we're out of here.
All righty.
All right. Nice seeing you, Kristi. Hasta luego and goodbye.
Yeah. Bye.